All right. My name is Maria Torres-Springer. I'm the Deputy Mayor for Economic and Workforce Development. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you for being here with us on this bright and beautiful morning here on Governor's Island. We are, okay, you can clap for that. We are extraordinarily excited to be here today to announce the winning proposal after a very intense global competition to build a world-class education and research institution and jobs hub to find solutions for our climate crisis right here on Governor's Island. Now, this was years in the making, but our first speaker was intent on making sure that we both got it done and that we got it right. So please join me in welcoming the Mayor of New York City, Eric Adams.
Thank you so much, Deputy Mayor, and to the entire team. Just really excited about this new step forward. And the only reason we are taking this step forward is because we are continuing the steps of those who came before us. And we don't want to fail to acknowledge the progression of watching this beautiful island, Governor's Island, a place that as a child and so many young people watch from the distant shores, never thought that they would be able to come here and just appreciate the beauty of what this island represents. And it represents our future. And as Deputy Mayor Maria Torres-Springer has stated, climate change is here and the danger is real. And throughout Earth Week, we have made several announcements that clearly displays how much we are going to move in the right direction. We know as New Yorkers, we never back down. We never run away from a challenge. We're very clear and focused that we think big and we push on. Fighting climate change is a real battle, and it's a battle that we are going to not only lead the nation, but we are going to win. Creating tens of thousands of jobs, transforming our city into a global leader in developing a real climate solution, and building a cleaner, greener, more prosperous future for every New Yorker is what this project is about. Today, here in the heart of New York Harbor, we are taking a giant leap forward into the future. I'm proud to announce we have selected a team by Stony Brook University to deliver the New York Climate Exchange, and I deserve a round of applause. And a term that you have come to hear often, and it is coined by this administration, our first in the nation center focused on climate opportunity. This is where we will meet the challenge of climate change head on. This is where we will protect our city's air and water. And this is where we will train thousands of students for the next wave of green jobs. Students like Leanna Martin Peterson, student here at Harbor School, and her classmates from Harbor Schools. As borough president, I contribute and supported this school, so it really brings me full circle to be back and see one of the students, a 12th grader, and have Leanna look towards how we solve our climate problems in the future. We will come here to learn and find bold solutions. The New York climate change won't just be good for the climate, it is also going to be good for our economic stability, creating thousands of clean, green, and union jobs, and employing a target of more than 1/3 MWBE construction contractors. This is a key initiative in my economic blueprint, which we released last year. And part of the Center for Climate Solutions on Governor's Island, which will deliver $1 billion in our city's economy and create 7,000 permanent jobs. That is why I believe strongly that this initiative is clearly in line with our theme, GST, get stuff done. We're getting it done. Public and private partnership working together to solve the global solutions issues that we are facing with global solutions. And together, we are creating climate opportunities across the city, investing in innovation and inventions so that today's climate solutions becomes tomorrow's economic powerhouse. And I want to be clear, all New Yorkers will and must benefit from this major investment that we are making. Whether it's the third grader from the Bronx who comes here and learn about solutions that they can share with their family members back in their community, or it is the union metal worker who comes to the exchange after work to learn advanced construction techniques for offshore wind. No matter who it is imperative that we are ready to do what is right for all New Yorkers to participate in this major investment. This is a place for every New Yorker to learn and engage with the environment, because all of us are in this together. I want to thank the dozen of partners who are working together to get this done, led by Stony Brook University. And thank you, Marie McInnes, president of Stony Brook University, and your entire team. Thank you so much. As well as Marilyn and Jim Simons, co-founder of the Simons Foundation and the Simons Foundation, for your incredible generosity. Also want to thank former Mayor Michael Bloomberg. I cannot tell you how much former Mayor Bloomberg loved this city. I called him and stated that we were doing this project, and his only question was, how could I help? And Michael's not here with us today, but you continue to see the investments he made during his 12 years in office, and you continue to see the fruits of their labor. His $50 million contribution is bringing to life very much part of this project, just like Marilyn and Jim's just very benevolent donation to this project. You're watching New Yorkers who have made it well here coming back and making sure others are going to make it well at the same time. And we truly thank them. When Mike first ran for mayor, he proposed taking Governor's Island from the federal government so that we could use it for education. And, you know, go Google back then what people said. They called him unrealistic and naive. They thought it was not possible. As oftentimes, visionaries are not smarter than everyone else. They just see things faster. Michael was a visionary. And when you hear people tell us what we can't do, we just have one request. Get out of our way while we're doing it, because we can accomplish what we want to accomplish. The Bloomberg administration started the work of creating Governor's Island New Yorkers have enjoyed for over a decade. As you come here, enjoy the open space in the parkland. Mayor de Blasio continued the work, kicking off the planning that made this climate center possible. And that's the continuation. That is what progress is, not dismantling what former administrations have accomplished, but how do we build upon what they've done so we can continue the relay of success of dealing with our climate challenge. I'm proud that this administration is now taking a dream that has been in the making for 2 decades and getting it done for New Yorkers. And we cannot forget the names of people without forgetting what Deputy Mayor Maria Torres Springer has done and participated in this. Thank you so much, Deputy Mayor. She carried this baby for so many years, and today you're giving birth, so you're a proud mama. Finally, I want to thank each of the teams who submitted proposals. We were lucky to look at a great list of proposals, and we're going to continue conversations with them. And we look forward to working with them in the future as we continue to build and tackle the challenge crises that we're facing. So many people have done so much to make this day possible. You are the Green Dream team, and you know who you are, and we thank you for the opportunities that we see in front of us. So many challenges, so many ideas, so many solutions. So many of us are leading from the front to address a challenge that I say all the time. We have two mothers. One gave birth to us, one sustains us. We have been abusive to the one that sustained us. Today we're going to nurture her and let her know we love her just as much as we love the mother that gave birth to us. Congratulations to the entire team, and thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. It's certainly true that this has been a real labor of love across many different administrations. Now, since the transfer from federal to local control in 2003, Governor's Island has undergone certainly one of the most remarkable transformations in New York City's history. And the mission of the Trust for Governor's Island is to realize the full potential for generations to come of this gem in our harbor. Today, we are taking such a giant step closer to that goal, thanks to our next speaker, who is truly the architect and driver of this initiative. So please join me in congratulating and welcoming the President and CEO of the Trust for Governor's Island, Claire Newman.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mayor Adams. Thank you, First Deputy Mayor Wright. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Torres Springer, for your leadership and commitment to Governor's Island and for your laser focus on making New York City the global center for climate solutions. We believe Governor's Island is the ideal place to tackle this challenge. Throughout history, we've served as a symbolic gateway to New York City. And thanks to 20 years of work from people who are here today, we've now made Governor's Island the crown jewel of New York Harbor, welcoming 1 million visitors a year. The New York Climate Exchange, led by Stony Brook University, will further Governor's Island's role as an unparalleled resource for New Yorkers. The exchange is going to create a place where ideas come to life and where hopeful solutions to the global climate crisis can flourish. The exchange will create a 400,000 square foot campus right here on Governor's Island in the buildings you see behind us and in the sites you passed on your walk from the ferry. It will include classrooms, research space, laboratories, space for global convening, and space for public engagement and programming. They will build a campus that itself showcases what a resilient and sustainable version of urban development can look like. A mass timber building that's totally electric, 100% self-sustaining in terms of energy, totally off the grid, the first New York City building certified as a living building, and so many other statistics to share. And they've brought together a truly world-class consortium of universities, public and private, of corporate partners, of community partners, and environmental justice organizations that will prepare students at all levels for careers in climate, across climate science, advocacy, and policy. They'll train 6,000 New Yorkers a year for green jobs, and I think that deserves a round of applause. They'll create opportunity for public school students in New York City of all ages with a special partnership with the Harbor School, who's here today. They'll award lab and demonstration space to entrepreneurial teams that are tackling challenges with direct impact for frontline communities. And they'll launch a climate tech incubator that will support dozens of businesses here in New York City each year. And finally, they're going to showcase all that work to the world by putting this project in a beautiful public space like Governor's Island, where we can directly work with the visitors who come here and many, many millions of visitors in the years ahead. And this is only the beginning. And now I have the pleasure of doing the thank yous, and there are a lot because this is a 20-year journey and we have a lot of people to be thankful for. So hold on. So first, thank you to Mayor Adams, to Mayor Bloomberg, to Mayor de Blasio, to the Simons Foundation, and to Bloomberg Philanthropies. Thank you to the Trust for Governors Island Board of Directors who are here today, and especially to Alicia Glenn, our chairperson and former deputy mayor, who has been a champion of this place for so many years and a personal champion for me. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you to the Climate Advisory Committee for your valuable input throughout this process. Thank you to our elected officials, community partners, the community board. Thank you to our selection committee, which included Sadea Sherman from the Mayor's Office of Equity, Kizzy Charles Guzman from the Mayor's Office of Climate and Environmental Justice, and Eric Botsford from the Department of City Planning. Thank you all. And always my favorite thank you. Thank you so much to the staff of the Trust for Governors Island. You guys are awesome. This island looks great because of you. Special shout outs to Chris Tepper, Sarah Krautheim, Dan Hantman, and then someone honestly who this project would not have happened without, Alex Brady. And then finally, thank you to Stony Brook President Maury McGinnis. Thank you, Maury. And the whole Climate Exchange team, including Chancellor King, who's here today, Duke University President Price, Pratt President Brunet, PACE President Krislov, SUNY Maritime President and Admiral Alfutis, and there are many, many other partners who are here today. You all believed in this vision, you answered the call, and you're prepared to deliver a truly impactful project for this city. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Now, this project could not have come to fruition without the incredible proposals from this amazing consortium led by one of the nation's premier research institutions, homegrown in New York State. They have the vision, they have the strategies, they have the track record, they have the partnerships and the commitment to prove that this place will continue to be an exceptional place that creates solutions to our climate crisis while preparing New Yorkers for the green jobs of the future. So I'd now like to thank and introduce our next speaker, the president of Stony Brook University, Maury McGinnis.
Good morning. I want to thank Mayor Adams, Deputy Mayor Torres Springer, Claire Newman, and the Trust for Governors Island for their vision and dedication in meeting this historic moment for the future of New York City, our state, and the world. This vision and commitment inspired us at Stony Brook, and that's why in August of 2021, the Stony Brook team began working on this once-in-a-lifetime project. We also thought it was a perfect fit, and it turns out we were right. We are the leading public research institution in the New York City area, and thanks to Governor Hochul, a newly named New York flagship university. We are leading in groundbreaking research in coastal resiliency, wind energy, energy storage and transmission, and the social determinants of health. And here we are, nearly 2 years later, and today I'm honored, proud, and excited to be with you to announce the New York Climate Exchange. I am also honored, proud, and excited to announce that two of the world's leading philanthropic organizations, the Simons Foundation and Bloomberg Philanthropies, have pledged a combined $150 million in support of the New York Climate Exchange. With a $100 million lead matching gift from the Simons Foundation, our remarkably generous and longtime partner and stalwart advocate for scientific research in the pursuit of changing the world, and $50 million from Bloomberg Philanthropies, an organization with an unwavering commitment to fighting climate change. We are well on our way to inspiring additional support from friends across the globe. This unprecedented project represents the vision of this mayor and the trust and these generous and wise benefactors, as well as Stony Brook's role as a climate leader and the unrivaled commitment of resources we are able to bring together through national and international relationships. So now we will unite all those things in one place with a unique combination of stakeholders to find local and global solutions to the most critical issue of our time, climate change. This project will not simply rise behind us or beside us. It will also elevate research and work among academic, business, and government partners through unprecedented collaboration. It will be the go-to place to make progress on climate change and the solutions needed to respond to a changing planet. The exchange will lift up the communities most impacted by climate change in this city and around the world. We knew we had the right team to lead this effort. We also knew that we needed a diverse set of partners from higher education, environmental justice organizations, the business sector, and philanthropic communities. Together, we have created a new approach, confronting climate change as a diverse team, bringing all the voices to the table and ensuring that discovery is informed by community input, thus leading to more effective implementation. Through this process, we know that collaboration works. That is why the exchange will create a living laboratory and center for climate solutions on Governor's Island. It will be focused on world-class research, economic opportunity, and real-world implementation. It will develop equitable climate solutions for both New York and the planet. With Stony Brook as the anchor, we've convened an impressive array of powerful partners, from universities across the globe to New York City-based community groups, from Fortune 500 companies to labor unions and more. The New York Climate Exchange will be the global hub for climate solutions. It will be the place where leading academic institutions share research and ideas to expedite results, where our corporate partners will help to develop a culture of innovation that encourages researchers to create practical solutions that can be brought to market, where K through 12 students will come to learn about sustainable living, where workers will come to get trained for green jobs, where families will come to enjoy art related to climate issues while learning about solutions for their communities. We are here today because our dreams are big and our ideas are bold. And we are thrilled that this effort will be led by the people who always know how to get things done, New Yorkers. Our global impact will be felt locally. The exchange will train 6,000 people every year for the green jobs workforce. And of course, we wouldn't be Stony Brook University if we did not prioritize education. The exchange will provide educational opportunities from people around the world and New Yorkers from all walks of life, of all ages, from field trip programs to local study abroad opportunities to workforce training and more. And the exchange will practice what we preach. With more than 400,000 square feet of green designed building space, the exchange will be completely all electric and energy self-sufficient. It will even go beyond zero, producing clean energy to use off the island. I can't emphasize this enough. The New York Climate Exchange on Governor's Island is a major victory for solving the problems brought on by climate change. So again, I'd like to extend an enormous, heartfelt thank you to Mayor Adams, to Governor Hochul, to the Trust for Governor's Island, President Claire Newman and her entire team, to Chancellor King, to SUNY Board Chair Tisch for their belief in Stony Brook, to Jim and Marilyn Simons and David Spergel of the Simons Foundation, whose ongoing and incredibly generous support helps to fuel our ambitions, from your decades of friendship to this most recent remarkable gift to support our work at the Exchange, and to Patty Harris and Mike Bloomberg, whose extraordinary endorsement of the work we're embarking on will launch an incredible new partnership and ignite additional support around the world. I am inspired by what we will achieve together, and I can't wait for the New York Climate Exchange to get to work. Thank you.
Thank you, President McInnes. Now, we all know that climate science research is fundamental to truly unlocking effective climate solutions. And Jim and Marilyn Simons, who co-founded the Simons Foundation in New York City almost 3 decades ago, really know how true that is. Their significant contribution to advancing scientific research will help us fight this battle for years to come. And so I'd like to invite the Simons Foundation President, David Spergel, to speak on their behalf. David.
It's so exciting to be here at this launch of the Climate Exchange. Jim and Marilyn Simons are off with their family celebrating Jim's 85th birthday, a long-planned trip, and it's a pleasure to be here on their behalf. When I started out as a research scientist, one of my mentors had a sign over his wall, "Only work on problems where you have an unfair advantage." And I remember asking him what that means. He said, well, you know, when you approach a problem, big problems like climate change, you want to come at it in a way that brings to it something that someone else doesn't have. Because otherwise, there's a lot of smart people out there. They'll do it. They'll get there. New York is the unfair advantage here. New York is a global hub that brings together people from throughout the world. And New Yorkers are an incredibly diverse group of can-do people. And the climate change is going to be a place that will bring this all together. And when we were asked to support this, you know, we look at the team here, and it is such an outstanding team of universities, both from the New York area and globally, each bringing to the exchange their unique strengths and talents and insights and abilities. The exchange brings together some of the most productive and innovative companies who recognize that there are tremendous opportunities here and responsibilities here to solve, and community groups, because this is something that we will all do together, and bringing in our communities and all of it, the different pieces of it, will be essential for solving this problem. And perhaps most importantly, this has tremendous leadership, and want to acknowledge Maureen McGinnis and the Stony Brook team for their vision in putting together a really compelling set of ideas for how this glorious space will be used as a center for advancing our understanding of climate. And climate change is really the great challenge, the great problem we face this century. And it is something that is not a simple problem. We will have to do what we can to decarbonize the economy. We will eventually, I think, have to do what we can to start decarbonizing the atmosphere later on towards the end of the century. But I think we will also have to accept and recognize that the carbon dioxide that's already in the atmosphere, together with the other greenhouse gases, has already produced roughly a degree of climate change. And we see its effects around us. And another piece of this is going to be global resiliency and climate adaptation. And New York is a place that will have to and is already responding to this. And this is both a challenge and an opportunity, because as we learn how to do this, we will be a model for the world. And this is something that is not just something we work on today. It is a generational challenge. And I'm pleased that the Simons Foundation and Bloomberg Philanthropies are able to help create a space and enable opportunities to create something where really it is the next generation who will be carrying the flame on this. And it's wonderful to see the students here from the Harbor School, because while in many ways it is our generation and our predecessors who have burdened you with this challenge, we know that you and your generation and those who follow you, because this really is a relay race. I mean, you've heard how building this space was a relay race, with one mayoral administration handing it over to the next, with Mayor Adams and his team in the end getting it done and getting this to happen. We're now looking to you, that as we create this space, that you use it to help us and to lead us in solving this great challenge of climate. And we know that you will get it done.
Thank you, David. And speaking of the next generation, our final speaker, who I'd like to introduce, and I think the mayor will agree, also our most important speaker for today, is someone who will live to see the change on this island daily as a student at the Harbor School, which offers a maritime-themed academic program, and is someone who hopes to continue her education and professional career through the groundbreaking work that we know will continue because of the New York Climate Exchange. So please join me in welcoming Liana Martin Peterson.
Thank you for this opportunity to speak on behalf of the students, teachers, and staff and families of the Urban Assembly New York Harbor School. My name is Liana Martin Peterson, and I'm a proud senior of this amazing high school located on Governor's Island. Governor's Island could be the epicenter of New York City's commitment to addressing climate change now and into the future. The Urban Assembly New York Harbor School directly connects sustainable development to youth education, preparing a new generation of people for positive and constructive maritime jobs. And now Governor's Island, our home, is looking to bring a climate center to the island. We are excited about this collaboration for a better future. We are excited about the potential it brings to further development our own school's growth and the potential it brings to all students of New York City. The vision aligns with our school's mission in educating our diverse city about climate change while continuing our restoration and conservation work around the New York Harbor School with our students and staff alongside the Billion Oyster Project. Diversity is important among all sectors at New York Harbor School, and the Climate Center will directly impact a new wave of diversity at our school. and on the island, providing equitable opportunities for all kinds of people to be represented in the maritime industry, maritime fields, climate research, and sustainable development goals. This announcement today supports all New York City public school students and their families, our students' unique career and technical education program, and it helps breaking down the barriers towards diversity in the maritime industry, maritime fields, climate research, sustainable development goals by providing all New York City students with the opportunity to engage in the New York Climate Exchange. Thank you.
Isn't she great? Let's give her another round of applause. Good job, Liana. Thank you. So thanks to all who are here today, who participated in this process. I think it's truly a historic day, not just for this island and not just for our city, but in our collective fight to protect the planet. And so we all say to the New York Climate Center, to the New York Climate Exchange, welcome home. Thank you. I'll turn it over to the mayor.
And just one name we did not mention that I really want to mention, because in order to win a championship, you have to find yourself a Steph Curry or a LeBron James. You have to find yourself someone to build a team around. And I have been just so fortunate to have that person who I have built the team around. And she navigated all the pieces, getting the funding, reaching out to donors, having those last-minute conversations, orchestrating this. I could not be more prouder than my good friend and First Deputy Mayor, Sheena Wright. You know, job well done. Job well done. The Knicks need you to win this championship. You know, they need that star player. So we're opening to a few questions, and then we'll move on from there, okay?
Questions from members of the media. Folks who raised their hands. Kelly, go ahead.
Hi, yes. My first question, can you give more details, timeline how this is going to go going into the next couple of years?
Thank you so much. The New York Climate Exchange is actually going to start a phase 0 this summer. So they will have a physical presence on Governor's Island with a space for public engagement and input on the exchange as it develops, and that will be right here in Liggett Terrace. And then we expect a formal groundbreaking in 2025 with the center opening in 2028. And again, programming activities will commence this summer.
Questions from folks? Yeah, you got it back.
This is for Andrew Seth, NBC. Given like the current, the existing ferry schedules, any word on people, you know, with the increased amount of commuters coming here? Any word on that?
That was the question that Michael Bloomberg raised also. And there's going to be a ferry service. You want to go into how we're going to do the ferry? Huh? You want to go into it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So many people excited. Yes, no, it's very important, and being super connected, obviously, to both Manhattan and Brooklyn and all 5 boroughs is critical to the success of this endeavor. So as part of the center, we are committing to running ferry service every 15 minutes during the day, and that will also serve the public, right? We can all come here without having to plan a trip.
Okay. Who's the representing the Harbor School? Who's the official principal? Anyone? Can I get one of those sweaters? And you know, those are just so cool. All right. Thank you.